it's me, Catherine, and welcome to my bedroom. We're in here today because I've got quite a few videos to film, and this one I wanted it to be an informal chat, so I thought, why not do it while I'm getting ready to do my other videos. As you can see, I've not done like a full face of makeup. This is just my usual face routine, my usual washing, cleansing routine after I've got out of the shower, and then any extra stuff that I felt like putting on for my videos. So this is just a little chat on what I've been doing while I haven't been reading or making videos, and anything that that I use on my face, because I know me and I haven't told you what I've been using as I've been putting it on, so I'll link anything in the description, anything that I've used in the description below, just in case you're interested. So now that that's out of the way, let's just get straight into this. So confession time, guys. I've actually only read one book since the beginning of March, which was Attachments by Rambly, in case you were wondering. And it's not because I've been in a reading slump, I haven't at all, it's just that I've been busy doing other things. And I don't mean important other things like work or family stuff. What I mean is I have been watching a ton of dramas, which is a video for another time and another channel. And I have also been playing Mass Effect, which came out towards the end of March, and that is the main reason why I haven't read anything and why I haven't been making videos, because I've just been doing that. I have since finished playing Mass Effect. I have played through it 3 times since it was released, and honestly, every time I've been waiting for the moment for it to hit me that I really love this game, and it's never happened. It hasn't happened. It's not a bad game, I'm not saying it's bad, but when I just think about how much I enjoyed the original trilogy and how great Dragon Age Inquisition was, this just left me feeling very meh, which is a disappointment, because I really wanted to love it. I've been so looking forward to it. Maybe it was because I had such high expectations, I don't know, but it just didn't live up to them. It didn't live up to them. Whatever my expectations were, it did not live up to them. And I don't really know why. Or I think I do, but I don't know. Well, for one, the story was fine. The actual plot of the game was fine, I mean, but it wasn't anything new. I kept getting a lot of original one particular bit won't come off. By the way, this isn't muck on my face. I use the Dark Angels face scrub from Lush, which is, if anyone's seen it, it is black. It is pitch black, and it's charcoal based, and I don't always manage to wash it off right because I don't have a mirror in the shower, so I can't see if I put it off right. So this isn't muck I'm getting off my face, this is just the remnants of my cleanser. But anyway, for the story, I just kept getting a lot of feelings, a lot of the same feelings from the original trilogy. So although we have different aliens, different enemies, and whatnot, it's still rather similar. So in the original trilogy, obviously we have the Reapers, who are harvesting all organic life for reasons of balance and stuff, to avoid chaos or whatever. I don't know. I didn't really get that bit anyway. But so yeah, so we have those harvesting all organic life, turning some people into juice and turning others into Reaper monsters, so turning them into the enemy. And then in this we have the Ket, who are coming to exalt all species, which is basically turning all species into Ket, because that's how they reproduce, although is it really reproducing, I'm not sure. And are Ket technically a species if they can't reproduce because they have no reproductive organs? So are they technically a species? But anyway, that is a discussion for a different time. Yeah, so then they're exalting all the other species, turning them into Ket, so turning everybody else into the enemy. so they have that sort of similar feel. And they put them in pods. They have exaltation pods, which are very similar to the collector pods from Mass Effect 2, when you go to the collectors and stuff. And when you go to save the Moshae and all those Angara from that Ket base, it is very collector base, and it's different, and it's not exactly the same, but there's a lot of similar things to it. So we also have these artifacts and things lying around from a past time that nobody really knows much about. So it's sort of like Prothean artifacts, and sort of like, so this alien race that's left these behind. It's sort of like Prothean-y. And we also have the Remnant, which are the synthetic enemy that maybe not actually the enemy, that are a bit like the Geth, but they're not the Geth, they're different from the Geth. But at the same time, it's got a lot of, basically it's got a lot of similar feels, and I think I've got it all off. Maybe one more. A lot of similar feelings from the original trilogy, which is fine. I don't, recycling ideas is fine and all, but not within the same, putting a new twist on it and whatever is fine. But with it being a Mass Effect game, and the recycled ideas being from that Mass Effect, from the original Mass Effect trilogy, it's just sort of, like, it was fine with Dragon Age. Like, playing through the Dragon Age series, I kept getting a lot of Jade Empire feels. I don't know how many people have actually played Jade Empire, but that was the first BioWare game I ever played back on the original Xbox, so a fair few years ago. And I got a lot of similar feelings. I got a lot of Jade Empire feels from Dragon Age, but Dragon Age came way after, and it was nice, especially playing Inquisition when you go to Crestwood, which is basically just Tien's Landing but flipped in a way. Which was nice, having that sort of throwback to an older game that I played. But with this, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because it's a follow-on, sort of. Like, it takes place in the same universe and the same thing, and so it's being played by people who most likely have played the original trilogy, and I think that was one of the reasons. Like, it wasn't anything new, nothing that really blew me away. So there was that. Then onto the characters, which for me are, in games and in books, are very important to me, especially in BioWare games. And I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like an instant connection between the characters. I think my favourites, oh come on, no, stop being itchy. My favourites out of all of them are probably Vetra and Drac are great. I love those two. And Jarl, who is an absolute darling. I have romanced him in one of my playthroughs, but he's an absolute darling, absolute sweetheart, and I love him. I think maybe because we see more of them, like not more of them in, like they reveal more of themselves to you, like they have moments that, I don't know, I think I like Vetra a lot because she is a big sister. She's fetched her little sister with her, and she's had to raise a little sister, and the bond that they have together is, I think I've mentioned this before in other videos, being a sibling means I feel an instant connection to other siblings. So with Vetra, as soon as, we have that sisterly bond, I was instantly connected to Vetra. Drac is amazing. I love the Krogan anyway, and Drac is great because you have that moment where, I guess with Drac it's you have that connection with Kesh, his granddaughter, and then he has that moment with you in the med bay when he tells you about his, darker moments that he's had in his life and how Kesh changed that, and then he shares a bit of wisdom with you, and that moment was amazing. And then with Jarl, you go to see his family on Haval, which is a nice little insight into Jarl's family, and I think that's why I felt connected to those guys more than the rest of the crew. Those three are my favourite, and the other one is Reyes, who I also romanced, by the way, because Reyes, who you only see on Kadal, except for that brief period where he helps you with Meridian, and then you see him there, and then he's back on Kadal, Kadara, and you know, there's Reyes. When I first met Reyes, I got so excited. I thought, oh my god, is this Space Zevran? Is this Space Zevran? And Zevran being the elf assassin, one of your companions in Dragon Age Origins. So if you haven't played Dragon Age Origins, then you're missing out on Zevran, because Zevran is amazing. Zevran is great, and I love Zevran a lot. So when I met Reyes, I thought, yes, Space Zevran, but there's not enough. I mean, he totally could be Space Zevran, but also not Zevran, because we don't want him to be like just Zevran in space. I wouldn't complain if he was just Zevran in space, but there's not enough of him. Like, your total interactions with Reyes probably adds up to roughly about half an hour compared to the bajillion hours you get with everybody else. And it's a real shame, because I feel like there's so much more to Reyes. We don't know anything about him, because if you look in his codex for his like background and stuff, all you know is that he was a pilot. The rest of his background information has been corrupted or whatever, so we don't know a lot about him, and that's a real shame, because he seems like he's going to be a really great character, but there's just not enough. And if he's not available as a companion or something in the DLC, then there needs to be more Reyes. So I think what it is the plot was a bit, I felt the plot wasn't anything new, it didn't blow me away, and the characters were just okay. I don't know, I guess it's hard to explain, really. I mean, it's probably not really that hard to explain. I just don't know the words or what I'm really feeling right now, but they were only okay. They didn't feel like an instant family, although the movie night was great. I really enjoyed movie night. That really felt, that was more of the feeling that I was after, but I just didn't get it with the rest of the crew during times where you're just wandering around the ship and talking to them and you know, just having conversations with them. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. So I guess basically what all this is saying is that Mass Effect was a big disappointment for me. Well, I won't say a big disappointment, but it was definitely a disappointment. But you know, I think basically because we waited such a long time, because we were supposed to get it at the end of last year and then it got pushed back, and just like expectations, because of the original trilogy and because of Inquisition, because Dragon Age 2 was, but mind you, Inquisition came after Dragon Age 2, and anything would have been an improvement on that game. But Inquisition was great, and and this wasn't. It wasn't. It was good. It was good. Don't lie. Don't get me wrong. It was good. I mean, I did play it 3 times, but there was so much of that game. Like, if you did all the side quests and stuff, you could easy. Like, I think my first playthrough, I did pretty much every single, probably missed 1 or 2, every single side quest. And I mean, there was loads, but there wasn't enough of what was important to me. There wasn't enough of the interactions with your crew. There wasn't, like, I don't know. Basically, I was expecting more and it didn't meet those expectations. That's basically what I'm saying here. It did not meet those expectations and I'm sad because I was so excited for it. If you should have seen me the week leading up to it, I was super excited. I could not wait and I downloaded it at midnight on my Xbox because I couldn't wait. And I don't know. I guess my expectations were too much and I'm getting pins and needles because I've been sat on my feet for too long. Right. So, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think, well, would it have been different if this had been the first Mass Effect game I'd ever played? If I'd not played the original trilogy, would have I enjoyed it any more than the first? Would I have enjoyed it any more? And I don't know. Because like I said, the story was a bit meh, so if I hadn't played the original trilogy, it might have had more of an impact on me. My foot's gonna go numb at any moment now. It might have had more of an impact on me. But the characters let it down, I think. Or maybe the characters, I felt let down with the characters because they weren't the originals, you know? There was no Garrus, no Tali, no Joker. I mean, Callow and Suvi are great and all, but, you know, they're not the same, and Sam's fine, but he's not Edie, and it's just, I don't know, just a disappointment. I mean, not that I'm not interested in this, in Andromeda and everything that's going on. Like, I'd like to know more about the Jardin. You know, that would be great, and who this mysterious benefactor is and all that. But it didn't pull me in, and obviously it'd be nice to know, you know, interested in finding out what's up with the Quarian arc, because obviously at the end they have that warning, like it's on a distress call. It's a warning signal that's saying, you know, don't come find us or whatever until we'll get in touch or something. So that's interesting to see what happened there. But to be honest, guys, you know what the best bits of this game were? The references to the original trilogy. So in your dad's memory, when he's talking to Garrus's dad, that moment, like the final memories moment with your dad and stuff, and you see him talking to Garrus's dad and mentioning Garrus and Shepard, and then you get the message from Liara, all the messages from Liara, because she knew Alec Ryder, and then my feet have gone numb. Oh wow. So yeah, so then you get the messages from Liara, and that final message, because obviously I think they set off just before the events of the third game, so just before everything went to shit, and just those moments I loved. And if they weren't in it, then I don't know. Because if they were the best moments of this game, then obviously there was something missing. So anyway, guys, I'm going to blow dry my hair while the feeling in my feet come back, and then I'm going to try and wrap this, whatever this is, up. So basically, to sum this whole thing up, Mass Effect was a disappointment. The story didn't blow me away, and the characters, like, I can't even say I disliked them, because at least because I can't say I have loved every single character that BioWare has ever, in all the BioWare games, because I haven't. But I felt something for them, and the ones I don't love, I don't feel anything. It's just neutral, and I don't want to feel neutral, I want to feel something, and I think that's what let this down. And it was a disappointment, and I'm just circling around now. It was a disappointment. So let me know, guys, in the comments below what you thought, especially if you haven't played the original trilogy, because that would be interesting to see what your thoughts are coming at it completely fresh. So not having the original trilogy to compare it to, and also actually or if this is your first BioWare game ever, because then you've got nothing to compare it to at all, not even the Dragon Ages or Jade Empire. Because like I said, I've played Jade Empire, that was the first BioWare game I ever played. I've played all the Dragon Ages that are currently out, and I've played the original Mass Effect trilogy, so I've got a lot to compare it to, and I really enjoyed Dragon Age Inquisition. That's definitely one of my favourite games. So honestly, Andromeda had a lot to live up to, and it didn't do it for me personally. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in another video, which should be reviews because I have so many reviews to get on to. So anyway guys, that's it from me, and I'll see you soon. Bye!